Hey YouTube, this is Licious Kid here, back with another video for Leaks of the Week. Um, yeah, continuing off with Kantai Collection. But I'd like to thank you guys for your support in the last video. Seems like a lot of you guys enjoy this series, so yeah, I guess we'll be continuing on with the series. But yeah, more Kantai Collection. But before we get started, I would like to say, Kantai has been it's been revealed that Kantai is getting 8 gates. So that means that a lot of these climax, because most people they run at least 4 gates, but because and a one booster set that's your only choice. But since Kantai is getting 8 gates, most people are probably going to run 8 gates. So the viability of a lot of climax combo may go down or become more questionable, as in their worth compared to a gate. So it's going to kind of influence my decision on some of these cards. And for Kantai, a lot of these cards combo with each other, like the first 3 cards here. So for these combo-y cards, I'm just going to go over each card, and then I'll go over them individually and then the combo itself. So yeah, and I do not know what this is. Keeps coming up, but I'll do this. Okay, that was cool. Anyways, let's get started then. So for Monday's leaks, we have this girl. Um, When she's played from hand to stage, she gets X power X until the end of the turn, where X is the number of characters your opponents control multiplied by 500. Her other effect, place this card into the waiting room. When she is front attack, you may pay the cost, which is send her to waiting room. If you do, choose one of this character from your hand and place it to the original border of this card as the defending character. So, this is the card that comes out. 105k. She has a climax combo with the 2k1. When you play the 2k1, you can pay 1. If you do, choose an opponent's character and move it to an open spot on their side of the field. And yes, here's the 2k1. So, let's go over these cards. This card is 00 1.5k. Yudachi is her name. Sorry, I don't play Kantai Collection, so I don't know the girls. I only know a couple, just because of the internet. Anyways, so she gets on play, she gets 500 for every character your opponent controls. Usually at level 0, your opponent's going to control 1, 2, 3 characters. Probably 1 or 2, maybe 3. Sometimes 3 is possible, but usually doesn't go above 4 or 5. So practically, she'll be at least 3k max, 2.5, or 2k, which is nothing impressive. But at least you can go kill your opponent's suicides if they have an open suicide. So that's cool. At least she's not like 1k base, and she can't kill 2k suicider. So that's cool. But her real effect lies in this. When she is front attack, you can send her to the waiting room and play this card from your hand, 105k. So that's where her her real effect comes in. And this card, climax combo with the 2k1. When you play the 2k1, pay 1. Pretty much move a character to an open slot, which is cool because you use this to kill assist. It doesn't. Yeah, you can kill an assist, so you can move. Yeah, you can move an opponent's back row character to the front row and kill it, which is cool. So I think, and 2k1 is good. It doesn't minus your hand. 2k1 is always pretty good. So I think this is a cool climax combo. I don't think the 0 to 1 change is worth it because, if your opponent runs 2k1 souls, then they can easily kill this. Like most decks run a 3-5 beater. You play the 3-5 beater, play 2k1, kill this. And now you just minus yourself for no reason. So I think the climax combo is cool. Easily splash. If you play 2k1, this is easy to splash in. You could just run 1 or 2 of this. If you run 3 2k1s, 2 2k1s, you could just add 1 or 2, and it'd be pretty cool, depending on what you're playing against. Like, you could even drag like level assists to the front, drag important level 1s like 1-1 Hanekawa, or maybe the Angel Beat assist, or I guess the Phantom assist as well, the 1-1 1k global. So I think that's a cool climax combo. But once again, with the 8 gates, will people be running this? Who knows? But I definitely do think this climax combo is cool. So yeah, let's go on. Next up we have this card 002.5k. When your other ship girl character is attacked, you may pay cost, which is send her to waiting room. If you do, choose one of your battling characters, and it gets plus 1000 power until the end of the turn. This card is very similar to that, except that it's blue, and it gets 1.5k power. So yeah, when your other ship girl character is getting front attack, you can send her to the waiting room, give the battling character 1.5k power. So this is like the Akane in Vivid Red, or that one card in Zero no Tsukaima. I don't know that card's name. But yeah, these two are similar to that in that aspect that they are kind of like a backup. So I think these cards like that are, I think, pretty cool. you can just leave them on an open slot, and if they get reversed, they can still use their effect in the turn before they get sent to waiting room because they're still technically on the field. So these cards are cool. I like the green one more than the blue one, as weird as that may sound, because the green one you can splash into your deck really easily. Like if you want to run green, you can just add like 2 or 3 of her, and yeah, that fills your green count and your level 0 count. She's an okay 2.5k. She's an okay 2.5k power, which is cool. But this card, not so sure, because you have to invest into blue to be running this card. It does give a bit more power, and she does have a base power. So if you're running blue, I guess it would be okay if you have space for this 105k. So this card, I guess depends on blue. I don't like it as much because you have to invest into blue. While this card, if you're running green, it's easy to splash it because it's only level 0. So yeah, that's my opinion. These cards are, whatever. They're commons. Yeah, commons. The 2k1 is pretty cool. I don't like this card though. Next, 2 Tuesdays League. So another double R for blue. 1-0 double R. So 3.5k. It's another combo card, so I'm going to go over with each card first. So on play, you can pay 2, search your deck for a ship girl, add it to your hand, shuffle your deck. Pretty standard. And yeah, all the girls are ship girls. All the cards are ship girls. But she has another effect. When you play the Pants Climax, you can send this to waiting room. If you do, you can play this card from your hand to where she was. So yes, let's go on. This card that she changes into do is 2-1, 7.5k. For every other ship girl you control, this card gains 500 plus power. And like I said, the card that climax combos is the Pants trigger. Or the official name is, I don't really know what the official name for this is. Like Arch or Gate. I don't know. I'm calling it Pants. So yeah, the Pants trigger. So let's go over the cards. 1-0, 3.5k, very weak power, but it's because she has 2 effects. The pay 2 on play, pay 2 search, solid effect, nothing special. But then, her real effect is the climax combo. When you play the Pants, you kill her, and you play this from your hand. So the climax combo is pretty consistent because technically all you really need to do is draw into this card, the 1-0, and draw into the Pants. Because if you don't have this card in your hand, you can always just pay the 2 and search out this card from your deck and add it to your hand. But I don't think the change is I think the change is pretty bad because 1, you're forced to run Pants. If you want to make this consistent, you're probably going to run 3 or 4 of this. Pants is not a very strong climax, to be honest. Yeah, so first of all, you have to run Pants. Second of all, this card is played from your hand. So you're minusing yourself. You're minusing 2 because you play this. You play the 1. You play the 1k1 soul. That's a minus. And then you kill her off and you play this. So that's -2. So, but this card is honestly nothing special either. So if you have a full field, she hits a 9.5k, attacking and defending, which is cool. But like, her climax combo is already pretty hand intensive because you have to, like I said, you have to minus yourself 1, and then discard, and then kill her off and play this. So that's 2 cards from your hand already. Can you really commit a full field after that? After playing those 2 cards, it's gonna be just possible, but is it worth killing your entire hand just to make this a strong card? I honestly don't think so. This card is okay as a 2-1 beater, I think, because it can hit 9.5k for a 2-1, which is 500 more than the regular 2-1s. So I think this card is okay for like a cheap level 2 beater. However, I don't think I would be running this climax combo simply because 2 hand intensive, and you have to run Pants. And yeah, that is my opinion on these cards. Next, we have another double R for blue, 106k. She gains an effect when you're a level 2. She gains the following effect: pay 1, discard a card, send her to waiting room. If you do, play this card from your waiting room to the slot she was in. And she has another effect: when she is reversed in battle, place the top card of your deck into clock and put her back to rest. So she's exactly like the Healing Prayer Saika, I think, the 106.5k Madoka. I don't know her. I think that's her name. Yeah, the 106.5k. When it gets reversed, clock yourself 1 damage, put it back to rest. This effect is mandatory, just like that Sayaka. However, she is 500 weaker because she does have this change. So yeah, level 2, pay 1, kill her off, play this from the waiting room to where she was. This card is, when your ship girl character declares an attack, this card gets 1k until the end of the turn. She's 2-2. I don't like this change at all. I think this change is pretty bad. 2-2 is pretty bad in general, unless it has like Encore. It has to be a pretty good 2-2 for it to be ran. And she's only 8.5k. She's really weak on defense, and it's not really worth paying 2, in my opinion, for this card. She hits 10.5k max on offense, which is not even that special. So I think this card is pretty bad. And I honestly would rather have her. I wish she was just 106.5k, just like the Sayaka. I would much rather have that than her being 106k with this pretty bad change. So that's my opinion on this card. So Tuesday leaks, not the most exciting leaks. But let's go on. Wednesday, there's a lot of cards this week. So yeah, let's go on. So this card, 104k. It's another very combo-y card. So I'll go over these two first. On play, you can pay 1 to discard a card, search your library for a ship girl, add it to your hand. Standard searcher, except she's level 1. But she has another effect. She can change, another change effect. When she is sent from stage to waiting room, you can pay 2. If you do, choose this card, the level 2 over here, from your waiting room and place it to the slot that she was in rest. And this card, 7.5k. When your other ship girl declares an attack, this card gets 1k until the end of the turn. Also, place one of your ship girls to rest, and she gets a 1k until the end of the turn. So she can hit 11.5 max with before assist, because you can, if you have 2 other characters attacking, that's 2k, 9.5. Place 2 assists in the back row to rest, 11.5. So 11.5 on offense with the before assist. But yeah, let's go over this. So first, pay 1, discard 1. Solid effect. Nothing special. Nothing bad. This effect, however, so when she is sent to the waiting room, you pay 2 and then play her. And then this card is very strong on offense, but very weak on defense. So on offense, at level 1, her offensive power is 11.5k, essentially, if you get the entire field going on. I think this card is alright, just because it doesn't require a climax combo. And that and she can essentially kill anything, but it's a little tricky to work because this card has to be sent to waiting room for the change to happen. And you don't want to crash her into an opponent's character because this card will come out on your opponent's turn, and she's only 217.5k, which is very weak on defending. So you want to make your opponent reverse this on their turn so you can play this, and you can't play over her to play this because the card comes out in rest. So it has to be essentially killed on your opponent's turn. And that can be a little tricky, but not really. Like, if your opponent has an open slot, you can just play this on the open slot, attack direct, or you could even side with this if they don't. And then, that puts them at a situation where if they want to, do they want to kill it? Or do they not want to kill it? They probably should, I think, but, And this card, pretty strong on opponent's turn. If you can protect it, great. But, I don't know. I think it scales pretty bad into level 2 because at level 2 this card is easily ran over at a measly 7.5k defending, and let's say she's 11.5 on offense or maybe 12 or 13k. Let's say at level 2 with your assist she'll be essentially, let's say, 12 or 12.5 or 13k offense. That's not too strong. If your opponent runs level 2s as well, they can probably back it up to kill this. And if they run a 2-3 change, they can easily kill this, no problem. But yeah, but besides that, I think this card it's okay. I think it's better than the other two because the other two are climax combos. And yeah, and this card it's alright. If you're running yellow, I think this card can be a level 1 to 2, like a level 1 attack plan. But I don't think this card is worth running yellow for. So if you're running yellow, then it's a potential, attack plan for that level 1 to 2. But yeah, let's go on. This card, 2-2 Atago, uncommon, 9.5k. When she declares an attack with this climax here, you can choose 2 heavy cruisers from your waiting room and place them into your stock in any order. But her being 9.5 or a 2-2, she does have her downside, which is when this card attacks, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a level 0 or lower, she gets -2 soul until the end of the turn. And of course, climaxes are treated at level 0 as always. And as you can see here, it combos with the treasure. So, this card is not that great. I don't even know how the typing for these cards work, to be honest. So, first of all, you're going to need a lot of heavy cruisers to run this. She's a heavy cruiser. She's not. She's a heavy cruiser. She's not. Yeah, I don't know how these typings work. So first of all, you're gonna run a lot of heavy cruisers in the deck. I don't know. I can't remember or don't know if there's a lot of good heavy cruisers right now. So that's already kind of a downside. And she combos with the treasure. And when you attack, you reveal the top if it's a level 0. She does no soul damage because she has 2 soul. But her climax combo is pretty good because if you can do this before refresh, that's thinning out your deck by 2 cards before refresh, which is not bad at all. So yeah, it depends on how good the heavy cruisers are. I don't think this is going to be ran in most serious decks because of the 8 gates and how inconsistent this card may be, and the potential of there not being good heavy cruisers in the set. But for an uncommon, I think it's alright. I kind of like the climax combo, but I probably wouldn't run it. But it's an uncommon, you can't complain. So yeah, that's Wednesday's leaks. Thursday's leak. More combo cards. So let's go on. So let's get started. So this card's 002K. When she's played from hand to stage, you can check top card of the library. You can either leave it there or place it to the waiting room. And she has another effect. When your this character declares an attack, and this is in the front stage, this is in the center stage, you can choose an opponent's level 0 and below center stage character and send it to the waiting room. The card she goes along with is this 003.5K. When this card declares an attack, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a climax, this card loses 3k power until the end of the turn. So let's start off with this card. This is a top check. Cool. This is the top check that goes along with the 1-0 assist that we talked about last week. I still wouldn't run it, to be honest. But hey, now there's a top checker to make that card more consistent if you want to run the two of them together. But yeah, but then let's go on to her combo effect. When this card declares an attack, and if she's in the front row, then you can choose a level 0 opponent. You can choose a level 0 in the front stage of your opponents, and then send it to the waiting room. I don't think it's worth it. I think it's pretty bad. Just you're committing 2 cards on the field in the front stage at that to kill an opponent's level 0. A Suicider can kill any level 0, no problem. So long as they don't have that stupid, like, can't be reversed by opponent card effect things like Gilgamesh, I think, in Fate Zero. But still, I wouldn't run this. I think it's not worth it. But this card I think is pretty good. So on attack, if you roll climax, minus 3k power. So if you're trying to kill another level 0 or anything at that fact, she'll probably end up killing herself because she'll be a measly 500 power. But 003.5k with that downside, I think it's pretty good. Angel Beats had a Yui just like this in the past, and that card wasn't too bad. You could it's cooler. It's better late game for instead of the cards that on play reveal top card if it's not the same typing, then goes to clock, because those cards have the chance of clocking yourself 1 damage at level 2 or 3, while you can just play these cards any stage of the game and get a free hit in. And her downside can happen, but more likely than not, won't happen. So a very solid 3-5k beater for a common. So I do like this card. Next, we have another 2 combo cards. This card, on play, pay 2, salvage. Cool. And another effect, pay 1, bond for this card. So she's like that Milky Holmes card, where it had to pay 2 salvage and to pay 1 bond for the level 3. However, her bond target isn't nearly as awesome as the Milky Holmes card. This card, the card that bonds for, is a 1-0 backup. So first of all, it's a 1k backup, but when you use the backup, you may reveal your hand. If there's a climax amongst those cards, choose one of your battling characters, and it gets 1k power until the end of the turn. So you back up, you reveal your hand. If there's a climax amongst them, cool, you give 2k power. I think this card is pretty stupid. I don't think revealing your hand is worth the extra 1k. And you can't even split it like you can with Sword Art Online, Guilty Crown, and Psycho Pass. How you can split 1k, 1k. This card is forced to... excuse me. You're forced to give 2k power to the battling character. And even though it does have the bond target, revealing your hand is not worth it in my opinion. However, this card is okay. Just because of the fact it still has to pay 2 salvage. I think pay 2 salvage is cool. I like those. I like cards with those effects, so I would just run this card for the pay to salvage. I wouldn't run it for this. Anyways, lastly, another two cards that combo with each other. 002K. When your other characters are sent to the waiting room, and this is in the backstage, you may send her to the waiting room. If do, place that card into the original border in rest. So it's the pseudo encore thing that Rewrites has. I know Miku has it. Gene has it. Yeah, it's not too surprising. It's the pseudo encore thing. Pseudo encore is alright, but let's go on. It combos with this: 002.5k. Place one Asahio class destroyer number 1 to rest. This card gets plus 2.5k power until the end of the turn. So you can rest this card to give her 2.5k, which is stupid because this card sucks. Like, first of all, you're probably not going to be running this. I mean, the pseudo encore thing is cool, but she doesn't have another effect. Like, she doesn't have an assist or give power in any other shape or form. So you're probably not going to be running this. It's a cool idea giving it to Kantai because of all the 1 to 2 changes they run. And if you have this, then you can guarantee them to fight another day, so long as, yeah, and it gets around anti-encore. So cool. Just, I wouldn't run it with this card. I mean, having the two of them on the field at the same time, it's like whatever. I don't know. Yeah, you don't need that much power at level 0. So this card is okay. I probably wouldn't run it. This card is stupid. But yeah, let's go on. Boring leaks for Thursday. Just common and uncommons. Well, lastly, Friday leaks. Friday, they always reveal something cool, and here we go. The first double R plus for Kantai Collection. So first off, she heals on play. So she's already pretty good. Next up, she combos with the book. So when you play the book, and this is in the front stage, all your characters gain 500 power and the following effect. When this card reverses its opponent in battle, you may send that character to the bottom of the owner's deck. And once again, she combos with the book. So, first of all, heal on play. Already playable, essentially. Next, she has another effect. She combos with the book. Book, if you're running blue, book is really easy to splash into your deck. So, that's already a good thing right there. And the whole, it has the whole anti-encore thing and the whole bottom deck idea. I already talked about this in my Gargantia deck profile with the Yamato, but if you didn't watch that, or I'll just say it again, this can potentially end games if your opponent has like 7 to 9 climaxes, or not 7 to 9 climaxes, 7 to 9 cards left in their deck. If they have 2 climaxes left, then you can potentially kill them, because essentially you're putting 2 cards. If you attack, let's say you have 3 level 3s, you play the 1k1 soul, you play the book. Your other 2 characters successfully bottom deck your opponent library, bottom deck your opponent. That's already 2 guaranteed damage right there, because you know the last 2 cards are characters. And then the refresh is a 3rd damage. So that's kind of like, so the 2 guaranteed damage is already, it's potentially enough to kill your opponent at level 3 if they're at 3, if they're like at 3-5, 3-4. But yeah, just the whole bottom deck idea can potentially end games because of the extra 2 damage. So it's a solid card. But once again, will people be running book because of 8 gates? Who knows? People could be running, but it's still very splashable. If you want to run this, you can easily run 6 gates, 2 books, or even 5 gates, 5 books. So this card is solid. Heals, anti-encore, cool stuff. We'll have to see what the gate combos have to offer, or what the red level 3s have to offer, and what the rest of blue has to offer right now. Because I think right now, blue is whatever. Like, this is lackluster. This is whatever. This, like I said, I will only be running this if blue is good. But as of right now, the level 1s and 2s for blue is whatever. I like this, though. This is a cool combo. But right, yeah, like I said, right now, blue is questionable. Is she worth running blue? We'll have to see the other level 3s. But she's still a solid card in her own right. Lastly, we have this card. A not-so-cool card. 3-2 double R. 9.5k. So let's go over what this card does. When she's played from hand to stage, look at X amount of cards at the top of your deck. Choose one, add it to your hand, discard any remaining to the waiting room. X is the number of ship girls you control. So you'll probably play her last. If you have a full field, you play her last. She counts for herself. So you can check top 5 cards of your library, add one to your hand, send the other 4 to the waiting room. Cool. But at the start of your climax phase, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is level 3 or greater, place this card into your waiting room. Otherwise, this card costs plus 1.5k until the end of your opponent's next turn. But to go along with that, she has this effect. Place 2 of your Ship Girls characters to rest. Look at top card of your deck and place it either to the top or bottom of your deck. Now this card, let's go over her first effect first. You know, top check with the X amount. Cool, not the greatest effect. It's whatever. I'm not a big fan of that effect. Next, this, I mean, why does she have this effect? I mean, I hear it goes along with like the lore of what battleship she actually is, but whatever. If you reveal the top card of your library, if it's level 3, she kills herself. If not, she gets plus 1.5k. So she hits 11k. I wish she was at least 10k so she would hit 11.5, but she only hits 11k. I mean, like, it's scary at level 3 because, you know, if you reveal level 3, then she kills herself and you lose an attack. And that's a big deal at level 3. You should try to be at least getting 3 attacks in because you want to kill your opponent off. Yeah, she has the whole pay 2, put it to rest, and then, you know, check, like, if you see a level 3 at the top of your library, put it to the bottom. But this card can be inconsistent because, let's say you see a level 3 at the top, put it to the bottom. What if the next card is another level 3? Then, you know, then, like, it's just too scary. She's stupid. I don't think it's worth it. 11k on your opponent's turn with a potential chance of killing herself. Looking at top X, not worth it in my opinion. So this card is pretty weak in my opinion. Yeah, pretty bad double R. So that is this week's. A lot of combo-y cards Kantai has. The double R's are not so cool in my opinion. Just a little rough overview. I don't like this card. I think this combo is cool. This is okay. Has to see more blue. No, I would not be running this. I wish this was 106.5k. No, I don't want this. This is potentially okay depending on the rest of yellow. This cool for a Toggle fan deck because I believe she's a popular character, right? I could be wrong, but I think she's a popular character. Anyways, cool for a Toggle fan decks maybe. It's only uncommon. It's okay for uncommon in my opinion. Next, no. Yes, please. I like pay to salvage. If you don't, no big deal. No. No. Maybe. No. Probably not. No. No. I don't know. I kind of wish they didn't give them 8 gates. It kind of makes all the other climax combo not so cool anymore, to be honest. So, yeah. Solid card. But well, it's probably the player's choice on if they're going to run this. And no, please. And yeah, and oh, I don't know if I mentioned, the gates have Kongo and Tenryu on the pictures. I know Kongo is very popular. I'm pretty sure Tenryu is pretty popular. I don't know if she is. I think she is. But yeah, so hey, you know, Kongo's gotta have the greatest climax combo ever because she's Kongo. Tenryu probably she'll have a really good climax combo, and they're both on the gates. So if both gates have really good climax combos, then this card is essentially worthless because she's only a 3/2 vanilla healer at that point. And she's hard to pull, so you can't really make a fan deck for this because it's double R plus, so it's gonna be hella hard to pull. So anyways, that is the end of the leaks for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The leaks will probably be coming every Tuesday of the following week, just because I work Friday and Saturday. Last Saturday was an exception though, so expect these every Tuesday. So when I'm doing them though, if Checkers does it, I don't know when he's gonna do it. But yeah, that is it for this week. I hope you guys enjoy this leaks. If you guys have your own comments on your own opinions on these cards, please put them down below. I would love to read them, as always. And until next time, guys.